So many different times in my life, I've played with broken or hurt things, broken foot, broken leg, broken hand, broken arm, broken sternum, broken collarbone. I could keep going if I just thought more about bones. Why, man? Because I loved it. I loved playing the game. I was passionate about it. One of the reasons I even get encouraged at seeing all of you here. Do you know why I get encouraged by that? Is because you could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you. And they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. Now we here.
One five. Paul, I appreciate you letting me harass you, my friend.
Absolutely, Clay. It's my pleasure.
I don't want to hang out with you just because of the smoked turkey legs, but that's a big part. That's a big part. I keep feeling like
It's been a while since I cooked them, but you never lose your touch.
Well, Clifton Talbert, one of the Thrive mentors, keeps selling me on the dream of a Paul Pressey inspired meal.
I did a baked chicken for him.
Yeah, apparently you changed his life, though. I mean, it was like a deal where it was this
just a prep.
Life-altering moment.
It was all a prep. That's all it was.
Now, before we get into this idea of getting your priorities right, faith, family, and finances, I want to see if you can follow my logic here. You were one of the first people in the NBA to have consistently played the forward position and brought the ball up the court.
Called
right?
the point forward.
The point forward. And so basically, I mean, you're one of the first smooth dudes who could play forward while handling the ball. Mm-hmm. And then today in the NBA, I mean, you've got you've got all these big guys, 6'10" guys, forwards, there's small forwards who are bringing the ball up the court. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So really, I feel like you changed the game.
Well, I was one of them that kind of started that out, and I think the next guy that really kind of stapled that was Scottie Pippen. He was the next guy that could do that.
Scottie Pippen's Scottie Schmippen.
Yeah,
who's
that guy.
Who's that?
Yeah, that guy.
Now, here's the thing. I want the Thrivers, if you're watching this, I'm starting a petition. You can email at info@thrive15.com, and I'm working on this very serious. So far, we got about 3 people who have done this in the last week, and we need about 1 million emails. But we're going to email Mr. Silver, the NBA commissioner, and I'm trying to get the NBA logo changed to be in the silhouette of your body.
Oh,
because you changed the game. So if you want to go ahead and send that email in, that would be something I would support. So I know you don't endorse this.
Good luck to you.
I'm working. Yeah, you just start sending in those emails. All right. So all right. Now, Paul, you've been in the NBA for 11 years as a player, 20 years as a coach, and you've balanced family, faith, and finances. You've been able to do that. Yet 80% of these pro athletes, 78% of the NFL players end up bankrupt, jobless, or divorced. Almost 80% of NBA players are getting divorced. Yet you have the kids, they're doing well, some of them gone to college, and so let's start with the faith. How do you find time for your faith every day?
That's very simple. Get on your knees in the morning and pray and have your little quiet time, read little scriptures, and And I have mentors over the phone, you know. My good friend Oscar Johnson in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I called, talked to him, and first thing he goes, I mean, where you are with the Lord?
Just like that.
Where are you? And you know, and I don't, at that time, I don't want to be, you know, preached to, but it's needed. I call my brother-in-law. He might say, you know, how you doing, Paul? You know, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, man, I had this blessing today. You won't believe what happened to me. And he'll share that story with me.
Yeah.
And I go, man, God is so good. And, you know, I talked to my wife, and she, you know what? Have you seen Joel Osteen a message today? And I go, no. She said, I'm going to text it to you. She texted. And so all this stuff comes pretty regular.
And you were telling me earlier, you were saying that, you know, the NBA players, you got, you know, 80% of these guys are divorced, but the 20% who don't get divorced, about 90% of these people are people of faith, it seems like, almost all of them.
Absolutely.
And the great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King, he once said that faith is he says, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Is that the kind of faith that you've tried to develop, where you don't necessarily understand the whole picture, but you just believe that it's going to work out?
I mean, even to, you know, get my job this year. I mean, my wife and the head coach, Scott, who was the leading candidate for a while, and you know, all the jobs were taken. Lakers' job was the last job, and she's saying, babe, have you talked to him? Have you heard from him? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know, I texted him like 2 weeks ago, you know, he didn't even have the job, and all these other names was mentioned, and I said, it's fine. And so, you know, I'm praying every day, and she's on the internet every day, you know. Got to see whose name is up, who they say gonna get. And then she come and tell me, I was like, man, I really don't need to know. I mean, I know where I am with my faith.
Yeah.
And I said, matter of fact, where is your faith? Why are you relying on this source of media attention to tell you where you should be?
Really? You sound like my wife talking to me. It's like, my wife just has to beat me into faith submission all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so it's okay. Yeah. It's fine. But that's what makes our relationship so special, is because when she's a little rattled about that,
yeah,
it's okay. You know, here I am. It's all right. And so, to me, you gotta have that me self faith.
Well, let's talk about family. Tony Dungy, the NFL Super Bowl championship winning coach, he says, but there's no substitute for a full-time dad. Dads who are fully engaged with their kids overwhelmingly tend to produce children who believe in themselves and live full lives. You're one of the only guys I've ever heard of as a pro athlete who would try to bring your kids to things and bring your wife to things when possible. You're always weaving them in. How have you found time throughout your career as both a player and a coach for family? How do you do it?
Well, you take advantage of all the so-called little opportunities or big opportunities. And one of the biggest things that probably happened for me as a young player, as a rookie coming in, I was the only rookie, first of all, and probably 70% of the guys, if not more, were all married when I came in.
Oh, okay.
And most of them had kids or, you know, about to have kids, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a family atmosphere already. So it was easy for me to make that adjustment. So when you had Halloween, you had Christmas, we had family gatherings with all the players and the kids and the wives.
Now let's talk about finances. Finances, final area. You got the faith, you got the family, you got the finance. Let's talk about finances. How do you fit it all in? T.D. Jakes, the famous charismatic pastor, he says if you spend money on what you want, you're going to have to beg for what you need.
That's pretty good.
I'm like, that's pretty deep. He always just has a way to say it where you have to marinate on it afterwards. You got a slow roast on the thing. In your career, you said at one point to me, you said, you know, when I got in the league, I never wanted to live above my means, or even at your means. You just sort of tried to talk to me about finances and for any, you know, how you balance the faith, obviously the family, but how do you balance the finances? How do you make sure you don't get out of balance there?
One thing, I don't deal with the finances.
Oh, you're the chief does?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
The wife.
And she handles the finances, but keep me abreast. You know, I was like, what are we paying? You know, what are our monthly bills? I want to know.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And that was, you know, pretty even killed. It's been that way from day one.
Yeah.
I keep my little boot money, in my pocket or in my, jacket in my closet somewhere. But other than that, she take care of all the finances, and she's not a spender. Everything she spends is on the household. I buy her clothes and et cetera, because she don't buy nothing for herself.
Yeah.
And we have been very fortunate and blessed that we've had good CPAs and lawyers and investors, and to keep our monies in order. Have had some adventures and a few business that we have started and didn't do so well. We closed them down, but made a few dollars off a few of them, and we didn't go way out there.
Yeah.
And but we had made some mistakes in our life with our finances, but nothing that tripped us up to where it just put us in a bad way.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is we're not going to be a perfect person in terms of faith.
Right.
We're not going to be perfect with the family. We're not going to be perfect with the finances. But the idea is to not let them get super out of balance. And you seem to prioritize the faith, the family every day. You do that. And I just want to tell you, I mean, you've been a huge blessing in my life because, here you are coaching at the NBA level. Where how many games are you playing here in a row again? What is it? How many?
We got 4 games in 5 nights.
4 games in 5 nights in 3 cities, right? 4 games, 5 nights, 3 cities. But yet you've been able to stay happily married. You've raised the 4 kids. The kids are doing well. And it's just great to see that because very few people do that at all, let alone people with that kind of schedule. And I think it's great to see somebody like yourself who's set an example for how men and women should be trying to do this thing called life. So
it's hard. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but again, my commitment to my faith, to my commitment to my wife, and my commitment to my kids, it's very important to me. And
I know you can't see it now, and I know that you're a humble guy, but I want to close by bringing this up here. We're going to add to the screen right now. We're going to add the current NBA logo. It's got Jerry West's silhouette. We think you can see it. Jerry's had it for a long time.
Hey,
here he is, and then we show the logo here of what it could look like with Paul Pressey, bringing the rock up the court there. And if you're at all excited about life, just go ahead and email info@thrive15.com and say, Mr. Silver, please change that logo. And I'm gonna see if I can push it through. Just pushing it through.
I'll tell you what, you get that done. Oh my goodness.
I get a lot of turkey legs.
It ain't happening, but it ain't happening. Good luck.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Clay, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whoa. During the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, 2024, Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop. Yes, folks, put it in your calendar. This December, the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business growth workshop. Whoa. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Folks, I'm telling you, if you want to learn branding, you want to learn marketing, you want to learn search engine optimization, you want to learn social media marketing, that's what we teach at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. If you want to learn accounting, you want to learn sales systems, you want to learn how to build a linear workflow, you want to learn how to franchise your business, that is what we teach at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to feature Michael Levine, the PR consultant of choice for Nike, for Prince, for Michael Jackson. We've had the top PR consultant in the history of the planet has spoken at the Thrivetime Show workshops. We've had Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, a company that creates apparel worn by celebrities all throughout the world. Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, has spoken at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshops. We have had the man who's responsible for turning around Harley Davidson, a man by the name of Ken Schmidt. He has spoken at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops. Folks, I'm telling you, these events are going to teach you what you need to know to start and grow a successful business. And the way we price the events, the way we do these events, is you can pay $250 for a ticket or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, we've designed these events to be affordable for you, and we want to see you live and in person at the 2-day interactive December 5th and 6th Thrivetime Show Business Workshop. Everything that you need to succeed will be taught at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Workshop, December 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the way we do these events is we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a question and answer session so that wonderful people like you can have your questions answered. Yes, we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a 15-minute question and answer session. It's interactive. It's 2 days. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've been doing these events since 2005, and I'm telling you, folks, it's going to blow your mind. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop is America's highest rated and most reviewed business workshop. See the thousands of video testimonials from real people just like you who've been able to build multi-million-dollar companies. Watch those testimonials today at thrivetimeshow.com. Simply by clicking on the testimonials button right there at thrivetimeshow.com, you're going to see thousands of people just like you who've been able to go from just surviving to thriving. Whoa. Each and every day, we're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup, but I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And someone says, Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrivetime Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done his show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed, to the business owner, to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you, thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa.